Harshvardhan Dole joining us as well. Harshvardhan, what do you think? How much oversubscription do you see for the issue?
Based on yesterday's data, looks like the issue has been already oversubscribed to the extent of 120%. And my sense is there are more buyers right now for this very lucrative rights issue. I think it's one of the largest successes that one has seen in the recent times.
Do you see further monetization of assets given the spate of deals that we've also seen for Jio?
Well, that is, I think, what the management intends to do going forward. I think strategy is clearly to monetize the digital ecosystem that Jio has created over a period of time, either by charging the customers or essentially by inventing other ways to unlock value. And my sense is, in addition to monetizing these apps, the focus will also be to induct key technology partners in Jio, so that the offerings by Jio can be enhanced further over a period of time.
Right. Harshvardhan also wanted to understand, there's a lot of excitement around the fact, or rather the buzz, that Jio may be looking at listing on the US bourses. Now, this could happen in 2 years. That's at least the timeline which has been indicated. And do you think that's the more plausible, gradual step next?
Well, if you recall, the chairman of Reliance Industries in the last AGM of RIL, which was exactly a year ago, had indicated that listing of Jio is something that investors should look at over the next short to medium term. Now that there has been platform which has been created to induct strategic investors, and few of them have already been on board, I think listing is the next logical step. Timing of that is going to be quite critical, whether they do it in next 12 months time, 18 months time, or they would further consolidate their position in the overall telecom market, overall technology market. That is something which perhaps management will decide the best. But that is one factor which will substantially unlock value for existing shareholders of Reliance over the next 12 to 18 months. So that's one great milestone that we are going to track. And that is what we have actually put out in the detailed note that we published yesterday, that listing of Jio is going to be a great milestone event for the stakeholders.
Right, absolutely. Can the consumer business, though, and I'm going to move away from Jio now, be, say, 2/3 of their profits in, say, the next 5 years? Or do you think a large chunk of it will be Jio now?
Well, if you look at the earnings pie as of FY20, the B2C businesses, which is Jio and retail put together, accounted for 36%. Now, this year and next year are going to be quite weak for the core O2C business. And I reckon that the share of Jio and retail put together will move up to 50% in FY22. This, of course, assumes that the O2C margins will actually be weaker than what we have seen in past few years. A V-shaped recovery, as we have seen in the certain Southeast Asian markets, can actually lead to increase in earnings forecast for the core O2C business. But having said that, if one compares the profit of FY22 over FY20 for the O2C business, that can perhaps remain flat. Whereas the entire growth will be coming from the B2C businesses, i.e. Jio, as well as retail. Just to give you a perspective, this year, despite the COVID, etc., we are actually looking at an earnings growth in Jio and a flattish kind of an earnings scenario for retail, despite some stores, a large chunk of stores non-operational in the first quarter of the year. So in a way, ramp up in these two businesses is giving a cushion to fall in commodity earnings for a company like Reliance.
Right, we'll leave it there then today. Thanks so much for joining us, Harshvardhan, on the rights issue, and a whole lot of newsmakers that we're continuing to track for you. That's all from Aisha and myself. Stay tuned.